So what's up people, this is a very quick Warframe video. I just wanted to show something. You know, with Vox Solaris now coming out with more levels and expanding, there are a lot more things that you need to level up to get the amps and the arcanes that are available there. And so what I wanted to show is, at least for mission 2, Octavia turns out to be pretty good, and I use her to farm for those items to level up in the Vox Solaris standings, both in terms of gathering Calda, I think it's called Calda toroids, as well as those items that you need eventually when you finally have enough points to level up. There's those certain items that you have to win in the missions there, and mission 2, at least so long as it's not specific to any mission, is actually a good one for me to farm. It's the fastest one, at least for Octavia, so I thought I would show it here, and how you could also use it to farm some toroids if you don't particularly want to go out to the caves to look for them. So as you know, to go up in the Vox Solaris standings, you have to donate a lot of toroids to Little Duck, and it doesn't really matter which one you use. And so I find that for me, since I don't like going to the caves too much because I can't always remember where those secret areas are, I tend to farm for it the usual way. And I find that the Profit Taker Phase 2 is actually a pretty good mission compared to just going to that location to farm for toroids. And I'll talk about that later. But the other nice thing is, by doing the mission, you could also get the other things that you need when you have enough points to actually level up to the next area. You need things like the gyro mag systems and the Atmos systems and the repeller systems. And you could get those as rewards when you complete the mission. And this mission is really easy to complete if you have Octavia with you. And so yeah, I just wanted to show this quick method that I'm using anyway. I don't know if this is the best way, but I figure I might as well make a video on it. Now, as far as Octavia's abilities are concerned, I have a special Mandicourt song that I use for battle. And it's this one here. As you can see, every beat is struck, and because Octavia's abilities goes by her beats, this turns out to be really good. Now, to avoid going crazy with the music, I have all the volume set to minimum, and this avoids having to listen to any weird music while you're doing it, while still be able to activate her abilities really quickly because you have a really fast beat. Okay, so now that we're in the mission, what I'm going to do is just play with no comments mostly, so that you could just see. It should go relatively quickly. I should mention that I do use Zenuric as my school, you know, void school, and so that gives me the ability to have a lot of energy. Okay, but let me show you how Octavia can quickly get through this.
Profit Taker's designs are in a triple lock data vault, probably a late model Hungburn Mercer if I know the corpus. That means you need 3 passkeys, and you've got to get them quick, as those suckers expire if they're not reauthorized on the regular.
Each passkey is held by a corpus director. They're skin-scored passkeys, high value, and the directors have orders to self-preserve. They're not coming out unless you leave them no choice.
The taxman cares more about self-profit than self-preservation. Watch this.
With your directors shaking within their panic rooms, we come to claim what is ours. The profit of our suffering.
Whoop.
We will not leave until every last credit has been taken from this facility.
Yeah, don't forget to cast 3.
Can't believe they fell for that. Well, they've got the director's attention. Coming out for a nosy, heavily armed and all, with security.
You're on the clock, Sparky. The directors carry pass keys for the data vault. Take the directors down before the keys expire, and we lose our chance. Your first target is the armaments director. Armaments research. How much blood was on that mucker's hands?
Vivisect director.
Okay, so all you have to do now is to kill those weird things. I forgot what they're called. Up here, those 2 things here, and then you're done. And for this, you know,
With things you don't understand.
I just use her first ability. Not her first and second ability. I want it to stay put, so I use her first ability.
Nighty night.
Yeah, and between her first ability and using a radiation type weapon, this goes relatively quickly. Okay, there we go. Then I just have to pick this thing up, and as far as the mission's concerned, I'm done. So it's really quick. You could keep on doing this over and over to get your rewards, your mission rewards. But if you want to, of course, farm toroids, this is one of the places to farm the Calda toroid. And as you know, if you use the battle in these areas, then you have to actually make sure that enemies spot. And for that, you know, in a typical, you know, if you just visit the area, then you have to wait for them to put those, you know, those alarm towers or whatever you call those things up. You know, those, you know what I'm talking about, those alert things up. But here, because you're in the mission, even if the alert thing is not up, they'll continuously feed in more enemies. And of course, if the alert, here we go, you see that red thing here. Yeah, if that alert thing, oh, this way. Okay, if that alert thing is working, then all you have to do is use her first ability. Stay invisible in her third ability and just keep on using her first ability. And let the enemies kill themselves. And you don't really have to worry about getting hit with a crossfire, because of the fact that all you have to do is to stay away from that area where you throw your first ability. And they'll keep on attacking that area. And killing themselves from that. And by then switching to a new area for the first ability, once everybody somewhat gets killed in the area that you were originally farming, then you can it'll switch to a new area to which all the enemies will shoot, and you can start harvesting all the things that you killed in the original area where you first shot your first ability. So you keep on switching the first ability from one section to another, and then you pick up all the things where you formerly had that first ability going, and then you keep on going. And since I'm a generic, I just keep on replenishing myself with energy. However, if you eventually have enough enemies, they'll drop a lot of those, energy balls, and then you could use those. And if you battle long enough, then as you can see, you will collect these Calda toroids. Now the probability of collecting these toroids is exactly the same, I think, as if you come here all by yourself without a mission and battle these enemies. The difference, of course, is the number of enemies is actually more, I think, or at least stays high, even if you don't have all those alarms out, because of the fact that you're in a mission, and that increases the drop probability because of the fact that you have more enemies here. And again, so long as you keep on staying invisible and throwing your, one ability, you could continuously clean up these enemies relatively quickly. So I go for about half an hour, and then I go back, get my drop-in rewards, and then do another second profit taker mission and see what happens. I could gather about 3 to 4 Calda toroids in about half an hour. So yeah, it's not great, but it turns out to be good. And if you of course get a resource booster as your login reward, then it definitely turns out to be quite useful to be able to do that. And of course, again, you get your mission reward at the same time, which can be sometimes possibly 3 additional Calda toroids. So yeah, I just wanted to show you this. It's nothing particularly special, but I found that this turned out to be useful. So in any case, that's about it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I don't know if this is the best way, but whatever the way you gather your toroids and level up in your Vox Solaris standings, I wish you all the best. If you have any comments, please post it in the comment section below. And I'll continue to make more Warframe videos, and hope you join us at that time. And until then, happy mission running, happy hunting, and as always, Jaya, nice day everyone.